Good. Here, get your whip. All right. Walk, trot, dressage, transition. Fine. Open your knees, drop. Stay here. Stop. Stop. Pat him. Walk. Trot. Tummy tight. Stop. Legs grip. Yep. Pat. Soft hands. Good. Trot. Soft. Quiet. Go settle. Stop. Close your knees and ankles. Hard. Stop. Slam it. Stop. Good. Pat it. Good walk. Legs like iron means stop. Good. Trot. Good girl. Breathe. Slow without using your reins. Close your leg hard. Slow. Open your leg and go. Good boy. Good boy. Give him a rub. Good girl. Another little canter. Watching your ground and keeping your balance. Keep your thighs on. A little canter. Good. And with your voice and legs, stop. Hard. Ho. Yes. Ho. Ho. Say it. Good. Pat him. Change direction. Use your legs. Everything you've been taught. Think. Girl. Trot. Quiet. A little canter. Quiet. Correct lead. Moron. You know. Correct lead. Correct lead. Lead. Canter. Girl. Watch your ground. Downhill balance. Slow. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Stop. Good. Happy? If he told you or not, you do it. All right? It's fine with that.
The cross-country ride. For me, it's not just point and shoot. Look out and hope for the best. Though sometimes that is actually the best way to do it. But what I'm trying to teach you guys today is shark is the idea that it's really not a whole lot different from what we did yesterday, where the focus is the quality of the commander. Yesterday it was the quality of the commander. Today the focus is the quality of the gallop. And what you need to begin to understand is the different shapes that you need in your horse, depending on the different shape of your fence. So having said that, so once again, I want to reemphasize that it isn't whether or not you can see a good distance. As Mr. Wofford says, there is no perfect distance. There's only perfect canter or gallop. And there are a lot of cross-country fences you can't hit. But some of them you gallop into. You gotta have a perfect gallop. So, but you guys, Laura, since I know you've probably heard this a billion times, and Sydney's heard it at least once, if not twice, would you all mind going and, I think you could leave the first two rails where they are and just put that back rail down, one or two. That'd be great. Thank y'all. Before I forget. So, the way I break it down to make it understandable is I compare it to gears. If fifth gear is as fast as yours can go, so he's stretched out, belly, grass tickling his belly, nose and nose together, flying across the ground. Okay? He's probably, maybe not for him, but probably on around a 20-foot stride. That's probably about an 18 to 20 foot stride. And it's a feeling that you would, not unless you're just stupid, ever want to be coming to a fence with. Right? Because they are flat as pancakes flying across the country. That's fascinating. We're not doing that today. Not happening. Not on my watch. So that's fifth gear. Fourth gear, you have moved their back feet a little closer to the front feet. And I will show you how I want you to do that. And so they're probably on a 15 to 18 foot stride. Excuse me. And the only fence you would ever want to jump is one that has a piece like a real hurdle fence, a real true steeplechase fence, which is got a big wide white piece of tape. That's the ground line. So if you really mess up and you step on the ground line, you're fine. It's just tape, right? Then a very long ascension to the height of the fence, and it's mostly all brush. Like the solid is somewhere down in there, and it's maybe only a foot and a half, 2 feet high, and the rest of it's just stacked brush. So if you completely miss at a high rate of speed, the horse can kind of almost run through the brush and make it over. I don't know if you've ever watched hurdle racing, but you'll see that a lot. You'll see them basically step in the fence and keep on racing. So that's fourth gear. Suffice it to say that the only time I've ever approached a fence in fourth gear, and I kind of miss it, was when I was doing, the first time I really and truly was in fourth gear was probably when I was doing my first advanced steeplechase, meaning a long format steeplechase. And it was at Radnor, and they had true hurdle fences with tape. That's the first time I'd seen the tape ground line on that stuff. And it was a rush. I haven't done it since the last time I did real steeplechase, which was in '02 at Fair Hill. I've done it since then. I've sort of pretended doing the training level 3 days and stuff, but you're not really. So we'll move on. Third gear. Third gear is something that you can do on cross country. Third gear is if you have a jump like that with ascending little triple bar that we've built, or that little white thing there that is nice and ascending, or anything that takes a while, like a generous ground line, and takes a while to get to the height, so that if you make a mistake, the horse can have room to get out of the way. Third gear is usually a 12 to 15 foot stride, and move their back feet closer to front feet, so they're, and if you think about it, probably if they're like this when they're in fifth gear, then their back is probably starting to come up as their feet get close together. So if they're like this, head, tail, then that's fifth, that's fourth, that's third, that's second, and that's first. Okay? And so they're getting rounder and rounder and rounder. That's what you're doing. Second gear is where we live in cross country. 90% of the stuff you do is in second gear. Until maybe once you're going prelim, it's probably more like 60-40. They have more and more galloping fences the higher you get. But even if you have a galloping fence and you're going novice, you're probably going to approach it in second gear, because you're either on a green horse or a green rider. The only time you get to do a true third gear fence in third gear when you're a novice is if you're an amateur adult and that's what you do for fun, and you've been going novice for a long time and you're on an experienced horse. I've had it. So do it third gear, why not? So, having said that, second gear is anything tricky. Water jumps, coffins, light to jar, on a funky hill, anything that's tricky at all, or something your horse is afraid of, gotta be in second gear, which is a 10 to 12 foot stride. And that's exactly what we were working on yesterday, a good 10 to 12 foot stride. But here's where it's different. The only time, because yesterday, the jumps fall down, you wanted that 10 to 12 foot stride to be very soft and flexible. Not so much in cross country. The only time you want to have that same feeling, and you'll hear me and probably Laura and other coaches on cross country saying, I want you to have a show jump feeling. That's what they do. They want that same 10 to 12 foot stride, but it's with that soft, feeling, because it takes incredible accuracy. If we were to take maybe the top rail off of that 4 point rail fence and say, okay, go jump that, I would want you in a show jump that we saw in the second year, which is a lot of transition to make. If you are doing a coffin, then I want you in an argumentative second gear, depending on your horse. Some horses have no issues with ditches, so then you just are in something in between. They're shaking your hand a little harder, they're pulling you a little bit harder, they're a little bit more impulsive in that second gear, but you're maintaining that 10 to 12 foot stride. If you have a horse who doesn't like ditches, if you have a horse who doesn't like water, doesn't like something that you love to shoot, they're not going to like that. Put them in that second gear, create an argument early. I create arguments by taking my toes, turning them out, taking my spurs and going boom, boom. And the horse goes boom, and they spin their tail and they pin their ears and they shake their head, and you end up having to use some pretty serious upper body strength to keep them from going faster. But while you're doing that, you're still going boom, boom. So you're basically saying run, don't run, run, don't run. And they get really pissed off at you, and they're really balled up and yanking you forward right until the point where they see what they don't want to jump. And then you go, okay, go. You can go now. Now it's time to go, right? So I'm sure you've had some version of that, but it's still second gear. First gear, you don't have to do today, and probably maybe not ever. First gear, you really don't have to do until you're at least advanced, maybe not even a 4-star. Perfect example of it is the Sunken vertical, where you have that skinny vertical, 9 feet, meaning bounce, drop down 4.5, 5 foot drop into an 18-foot road, which is trotting one stride, right? But you're galloping right. Back up another 4.5, 4 foot bank, and 9 feet to another skinny vertical. That means your horse has to almost be going up and down more than he's going that way. He's got to be on an 8 to 10 foot stride. Okay? That's a lot of jibber jabber for blowing and jumping. But I want you to understand that like everything else, there is a process. And the process will create safe riding. If you look at your course with that in mind now, what's the shape of the course? What kind of canter do I need to have for that shape of the course? Maybe you've already been doing that. Maybe you haven't. Right? But what kind of shape do I need? And then how do I get that shape? And how do I execute that? And if I do all of that, then if I'm dead wrong, my horse has what he needs to fix it and we move on and everything's done. So now I gotta get off. How do you fix it? If you're in, do you all, when you gallop, do you sit or do you stand up? You can yawn. It's okay. I really, it's okay. Do you stand up or does your bum touch the saddle? Do you sit? Do you stand up? How do you gallop? I know you stand up because I do my stand. You stand up. Yeah. You sit or stand up? So, this whole speech gets tougher if you don't stand up. All right. So, if you're up, you're galloping along, and you are at a gallop that you would not want to jump a fence from, and that is all I'm going to ask today. I want you to create a gallop that you would not want to jump a fence from. That would probably be either a really unbalanced third gear or a fourth gear kind of step. Either one of those is fine. Right? So you can go as fast as you want, but I want you to create a balance that you do not want to jump a fence from. So here you are in that balance. And the reason for that is you're using all the muscles, and your horse is using all their muscles that you don't use to jump a fence, and therefore you're saving those muscles. So there's a good reason for that. You don't want to go, oh, but this is horrible balance. I don't want to do this. Do it. And that's why warm bloods so often are not good at long, hot cross-country courses, because they always, almost, not always, but a large majority of them always gallop in a gallop that you could jump a fence from. They gallop here. That's the way warm bloods usually gallop. Thoroughbreds usually go down here. You never want to jump a fence from it. But that's one of the reasons, as well as better lung capacity, blah, 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 all that stuff. But that's one of the reasons warm bloods don't make it as long as thoroughbreds, meaning as far as endurance is concerned. Because every stride, they're using those muscles, every stride. So they're fatiguing them quicker than the horse than the thoroughbred. That makes sense. So, gallop. First thing I want you to think about, I'm going to clean this way because you've already heard this. First thing I want you to think about is dropping in your heel, sorry, my lunch, dropping in your heel and moving your hip in the air. You're going to separate, you're not going to let your back work as a unit, not like this, right? You separate this from this, just like yesterday. Hold this up and feel your hips move independently of your upper body in rhythm with your horse's back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So your seat is already, moving the same as the seat of the saddle. Then you start pulling that seat forward and underneath your shoulder so that you end up where every coach has ever wanted you to be, which is shoulder, hip, heel, and lump. Okay? I'm not asking you to stand, pull your shoulder up, and then sit down. Because if you do that, what you probably will get, this is the head, this is the tail, is the horse's head will go like that, and then you sit down, and you get that, right? You do what I ask, what you'll probably get is this, and you sit down, and you're ready to go. Yes? If the only way you can get it done is to stand up and sit down, do that. I am not telling you to run at the fence on your nose like this. Well, Dorothy said not to pull my shoulders up. Not saying that. If you're like, this isn't working for me, I can't figure out how to do it, pull your freaking shoulder up and get your butt to saddle, period. Because that's always safer than not. But a way to make it easier on yourself and your horse, the reason my move used to be dropping the heel, pull the shoulder up, sit in the saddle and go for years. And I always ended up with horrible lower back pain, probably because I'm so long in the body. So I started watching William Foxpitt and Mark Todd, very tall, long people. If I'm doing this isn't about strength, because I was back then very, very strong. And so I watched them, and they're the one, I was like, oh, what they're doing. Their upper body's not moving, ever. Like, they jump, they land, they gallop, they stutter, they jump, they land, they gallop, they move their seat. And this doesn't move, ever. Even more so, uphill, downhill. This is the rider, head, bottom of the rider. This is the hill. Here they are in 2-point. Now they're going up the hill. Looks like they're leaning forward, but they're not. They're still in 2-point. Now they're going down the hill. Looks like they're leaning back, but they're not. They're still in 2-point. Right? Dropping off the drop. Looks like they're leaning way back. They're not. They're still where they were. Now when you see those pictures of the riders where they're going like this, they didn't get to the edge of that big drop and go, okay, go! They came in the seat. Sorry, I left that out. This is 2-point, this is the seat, right? So they came in the seat. And then when the horse went to jump off, it's such a big drop that the horse cracked its back. And they had to absorb it. And that's how they ended up there. Okay? But they didn't go, I'm going down a big drop. Because if you do that, you have nothing to absorb it. And you better hope your horse steps off it softly. Because if they jump at all, that's going to happen. It's going to. I actually watched Lauren O'Brien at the European Championships. It was a big jump down a steep hill. Big drop jump into the water, and she got to the lip and she went like that, and he cracked his back, and she came off. I mean, it was like, I've felt that before when I've done it, because I'm also like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, I gotta sit back, right? And it's like somebody puts their hand on your butt and goes, right? Because they are. The horse is putting his back here and cracking it, and it just sends you, having a shock, absorbing. So it's really important for you to start to unlock the bottom part of your body and be able to do what you need to with it, right? And stop doing it up here. However, if you can't come to a cross-country fence, your choice is here or here. I pick here. So, now to get back in. Drop in your heel, this way, drop in your heel, move your hip under, and move it, so you're already matching the movement of the saddle. So you move it or scoop it into the saddle, and start moving the saddle to your hand, create shorter and shorter and shorter stride. So the idea, the way you move the horse's back feet to the front feet towards your hand is by moving your bum to your hand, right? As opposed to pulling the front feet closer to the back feet with your front end. Does that make sense? So, now as far as the quality of your canter, even down there where you're galloping along, if you were galloping uphill enough, you could have jumped the fence, it's just your body was right. So when you said now, you rocking. When you said now, for sure, yeah. Okay, the horse's body was okay, but if he tripped or cacted something, you'd have been in trouble. Now the only thing I don't like about her, see how much her upper body's rocking? So she's not separated her upper and lower.
Second.
I'll talk to her about it. No, there was not enough difference between when she got the third and second. There was not enough the feet on the horse enough together. The horse having to let go of her community now. But as she let go, you knew he was gone. Okay? You got to feel like you can let go a little bit and have him not just piss off. Unless you're trying to create, the second gear fence that I want you to come to is just a vertical, not anything the horse is afraid of. It's just a vertical kind of fence. Okay? All right. So you got in the saddle much happier with your position than Alyssa. But what you need to work on, what we saw was this. When you're in the saddle. This has to separate from this. This stays tall. This boogies.
Okay.
You got it. Yeah, and I know I'm doing it right when it hurts right there.
Okay.
Like it just hurt right there when I did it just then. So I know. This moment when you yell second, you could jump a vertical box. Okay? I like your get third was very good. Your second was a little unbalanced. I want you to don't say second until you feel like if there was a vertical box in front of you, you could okay. Felt a little
Well, said it, I was like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, he tripped or slipped coming around the turn and was not quite on his feet. You had his feet were closer together, but he was sort of like that. Okay.
Third.
She was sort of leaning in the turn.
I don't know why this fit.
At all. You just slowed the horse down. Nine. Well, all that speechifying I did?
I know.
Rain part.
That's good.
It was.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would have been very happy with you jumping. When you said third, you could have jumped a triple bar, and when you said second, you could have jumped a square box, and I'd have been totally happy with it. Moment when you yell second, you could jump a vertical box. Okay? I like your get third was very good. Your second was a little unbalanced. I want you to don't say second until you feel like if there was a vertical box in front of you, you could okay. Felt a little well,
Said it, I was like, oh, maybe not.
yeah, he tripped or slipped coming around the turn and was not quite on his feet. You had his feet were closer together, but he was sort of like that. Okay.
Third.
Listen, you do this go the other way. She was sort of leaning in the turn,
I don't know why this fit.
at all. You just slowed the horse down. Nine. Well, all that speechifying I did?
I know.
Rain part.
That's good.
It was.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would have been very happy with you jumping. When you said third, you could have jumped a triple bar, and when you said second, you could have jumped a square box, and I'd have been totally happy with it.
I knew that she could move that fast.
She didn't.
Your third was awesome.
He gets down the second though.
Probably the best third of the group because it was really forward, really
Oh,
straight.
go. Teddy, Teddy, Teddy. No,
Say
no.
ho! Say ho! Ho! Again! Ho! Jerk him up. Well done.
What happened?
He got a yeehaw butt going.
He does that sometimes.
He got to cooking, he was like, oh,
So should we maybe, since you did it really well once, leave it?
Let's just tone it down in the gallon.
Hey, Faye,
Good job staying on.
good job.
Hey,
Faye, come here for a second. We're going to give you something else to do. You did it perfectly the first time.
You just got excited. Don't push it, right?
He'll settle. He's
Everybody clear off the logs, please. We're going to play with logs.
good job.
Well sat.
It's like,
What'd she say?
That's my vaulter.
She would vault on Teddy. This is the same hole she vaulted on.
That's why I say ho, he'll stop.
It's been fun vaulting on him if he bucks like that.
He gets out in funny. He gets pranked.
Oh,
Naughty shit. He can be a naughty shit. Transition. He's like, I'm keeping up with that Jabez horse. His 20 years ain't gonna kill.
that was better. Oh. So, Faith, you need to communicate, right? Say, I am going to jump this log, everyone. Stay out of my way. Yeah? You do it. Go ahead.
Faithy, come away.
Yell. Say, I am going to jump the log by the truck.
walk by the truck.
Just like that one.
He's like, I'm gonna jump anything. He wanted
Faithy, come here. You're bottling him up, baby girl. All right, you're frustrating him. You gotta let him come. Come here.
Which is why I was saying, yell at everybody. You're going to jump the log by the truck and then go do it.
You can't keep your eyes on him. Look up. Just put your place. Good. Don't move. You're getting frustrated with all the horses. Don't make him stand there. Stand up. Let him burn his energy up. Good boy. Good boy.
All right, guys.
Circle. Good girl. Praise him.
You already done like you did your little house as well?
Have
Have you done that?
Circle. Dressage. Make it work.
It's coming through.
Really excited.
Good girl. You can ride him. Good girl. Talk to him.
Good for putting up with this. Well, most kids would all your emotions.
Hey, she's a tough nut.
Yeah.
Let's do this stop.
You get scared, you laugh, and you praise. Good. Good boy, guys.
There you go.
Good. Where you want to go? Your legs around him. Lower your knees. Good boy, dressage.
He's a pain when he gets all like.
Good girl.
So good.
I rode him out in the field with
Good girl, and back over the other way.
Totally full of himself.
I mean, it's something he should be able to do because he's got to warm up. Warm up.
Size.
4 horses trotting over these logs.
There you go. That's your log. We got the sword here, all right? Better?
Have you never done a horse show?
Yes, he has.
He's gotten better. It took the last show finally that he's not. We only trained privately, so we had to keep him.
Somebody might have wanted to tell me that. I kind of assumed that he'd been in a warm-up area.
The last one we finally got him normal in a warm-up. He finally understood.
And I apologize.
No, we didn't tell you, and
I apologize for creating a situation which you didn't have to.
she's fine. She's got to learn.
She's really good about handling that for us.
When she laughs, good. Laugh at him. Out loud. That's a girl. And go to a log. Go play. Slow button. Good girl. Laugh at him. Good. And come back to the group with the horses.
You come do the logs now.
Yes. Slow button. Talk.
Slow.
There's steady back. All right.
Now go trot over those stacks, Fred. Look to your left. Look the other way. See the little stack sticks? Trot over those. Pose slowly. That's not posting at all. Pose slowly.
Amazing how smart.
Good. Now go left and trot up over the little crooked log there.
There is a red wasp.
I thought I would have knocked him and stepped on him, but he actually hit him hard enough.
The rain just shut down for a second.
Lovely. Now go do the little coop. So Teddy should maybe go first.
He's settled now.
Oh, that's good.
He's really quite good.
That's good, yes.
This comes out every once in a while.
He thinks he's a thoroughbred.
He's been living with thoroughbreds too much.
All right, much better. What I would like you to do first is just pick up a canter in a nice, lovely, consistent second gear. I want you to canter up over the little trick ball. Right? Just to take a little bit of the excitement out of it. And then we'll go to a
You can do it, Dave.
girl. Pick up a canter and canter that
Except for
jump
now, I have to do
into
first.
that jump.
See, he's like my own Teddy.
Perfect! Okay, so what I want you guys to do is have her do it out. Fourth gear, out of the tack, rocking and rolling. I want to see you shift, transition into third gear. Yeah. And then you're going to make the transition. You don't have to, and this is the other thing, the brain's going too fast. Slow down. One. This is not about speed. Right? It's about body shape. So, you can be going very, very slow and not be in second gear. Because you have, you've taken the front feet plus your back feet, you have an inverted form, unbalanced, like your horse, when you're really wasn't balanced, she had just slipped. She had just slipped, right? So he wasn't even balanced the first time. The second time, you had slowed down. You had to change the shape. So you said second, I'm like,
What?
and then you work harder. The shape
It's
but it also slows down.
My head hurts so bad.
Glad I remember this because I wanted to say this to you so she knows. Which is, when I say down, it's not because
No.
like
I
your
went to
shift,
bed
like
last
your
night.
Texting.
together in the back.
No, I.
Where, my dear?
What will help carry you?
I think I might have hooked up my vest at the 3-day. I think John maybe did it.
Steeplechase.
No. For cross country. And they all had to
She was a little faster. She changed early.
I'm talking, so to me, she looked a little So you never really transition. You were still on your crotch. You would have been like a bird on a wire perch. You never really put your back pockets down in that saddle and moved the saddle.
So we're trying to figure out.
Same distance like you. It was a bit long, but it wouldn't have looked long if you'd been driving the saddle up the hill. Did I say the word fast?
No. Repeat her words. What did she exactly say?
What did I say? Do you remember what I said? It's okay if you don't remember. I can say it again. She just did exactly what you did. You got a better distance. It looked better. Did you watch her? Probably not. So did you see that she was sort of turning?
Especially we were like splitting gaps. I've been hauling myself everywhere.
Good girl.
Yeah, no, we definitely.
Never got the saddle. You look just up his back in the air and find back at the separation. In the air. Go.
I couldn't think of anybody. I thought of you, and that was it.
Go. Once again, I know. Every time I do that.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know she doesn't ride very often, but
Okay.
her horse is super nice, so she wins everything.
Well, I know. If I'm galloping along pain-free, I am not doing it.
Okay.
She's hardly out. She's out maybe.
Anyway.
She's out to the
No,
barn
go
maybe
fall off a
2
few times.
And
The only thing I
she's
didn't like
busy
about
with
that
school
was
stuff.
your direction sucked back.
She's in band. She has band practice every day after school.
Dan, what does she play?
Talk to me. What was not good about that? She got her buttons out.
But
I was down. No, I was down the whole way. So when the horse jumped,
Alex and Julie,
popped her up.
Okay.
they're the ones who keep the horse.
Get that. It's good. Same rod, but eye up. Make sure you're looking at something beyond that. That's much better. That had to feel smooth.
Yeah, it felt way better. She would do good. That's likely.
She's won her past 2 trainings. So.
I've been top 5.
I don't really pay much attention to you, sorry.
I know, I can hardly remember.
That had to feel better.
Well, now that I'm like in less,
That would have been your last jump if your eyes
it's really nice. I just have a single person on the ground with me.
Yeah, to say.
Jumped him. I never jumped him before I took the champion.
really good. All right, so
All year. Like, I think January she ran something. And she's been in like the top 6 every time.
straight. No second.
I know they're
Not my world.
That wasn't straight.
And it also wasn't second.
Nope.
Lovely third gear. Like you could have had a big old jump coming out of that turn and you've been fine.
Yeah.
Lovely third gear. You gotta take that half ball through. You gotta push the saddle. You were pushing the
Caitlin always
saddle
does really well.
to
You
a
always do
hand
really well.
before-
You're just getting better.
Okay.
I don't do really
can do
well.
it.
I do
Those
like
parts.
skip normal.
You pull straight down.
Skip's pretty consistent, so.
You open your hand a little bit, but you might be
You're gonna have to mute it. Not like you did like with the Max or somebody where you hear everybody talking.
I think she's a little undone by the buck, so she's not really going
I don't know, I mean, skip's normally
Yeah.
So, I
He is. He's normally
low in their 30s, yeah.
I need to do this. You gotta think left hand by third gear before you turn, so don't fall down.
I like Eric a little that I know.
I would like for both of you all to get early enough that I don't have to yell.
Okay.
That would make me happy. 'Cause then I can sit back and go,
Okay.
okay, good, shoot. Better. Don't lean. All right. Better.
That'd be definitely fun to do high gear.
You didn't make a big enough change, and you got to use uphill balance to do it. You got to take that butt and go, right?
Yeah.
You okay?
What? Sorry, I was yawning. Sorry.
I thought, oh no, I'm not watching her. She got bucked off again, or almost. So that was my defensive here. Wait! Whoop! Oh, that's a big one I forgot. Come here for a second. And this is my fault. Because you can't hear me, if you hear, whoop! look at me, and if you see me do this, you need to stop immediately. If you see me do this, it means slow down. If you see me do this, it means you need to go on. And honey, you needed to go on. You look like a little old lady creeping up there.
Oh.
You look like you've been completely, like the stuffing's been taken out of you. So ride, girl. Ride. Yes, it's the second gear fence because it's little, but you gotta have some kind of connection, some kind of horse in front of your leg. You gotta have a go button. Wait, I didn't finish. Hang on, sorry, Faith. Wait a minute. Can you see me and hear me? Okay. So, the rest of it, you hear whoop, and do you see me going like this? It means go do it again because I know you know what you did wrong. If you see me doing this, it means come here. And if you see me doing this, it means come here quickly. Okay? And the other one I'll add to it is if you see me do this, it means, like if I go like this and this, it means come again with more compression in your stride, the feet closer together. Okay? You get that? All right, good. Got our signals down. Go play. Go gallop. Get bucked off. Go on.
Or not. Or not.
You got leg now, Mom.
One. Whoop. Whoop.
Oh, there she go.
Here. Go.
There's the shed. Here we go.
Good.
There you go. I got this.
Now, third gear. Second gear. One. Go. Oh, that's not going.
Oh, ground clicking. Ooh, the lead change. Yeah.
Come on, kick, saddle, saddle, saddle. Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, that was the best uphill get to second gear, but it might have been because you're so often you had to work harder, and you guys are so lovely and straight. You didn't work that hard. So what I'd like you to do.
I know her feeling.
Rachel has the same issue.
I'm going fast. I was
I think he's warmed up enough out of his crank.
She loves it.
Let the reins go. Look up, look up, look up. Oh. So both Becca and Faith sort of did a little Holly Hunter over it. Come back the other way. You two don't have to. Becca and Faith, come back the other way. You did a little Holly Hunter. You got to close that C. Oh wait, Becca and Faith's going to come first. We just had that discussion, didn't we? Oh, I'm quick. Sorry, he gets a little anxious about being left, so. Now, I love it, but do it down here and not up there. Thank you. Lower body, not upper body. Look up, look up. So do you see what she did? Don't do that. Over the ditch, you gotta be doing this, not that. You gotta lift your hips up to your ribs. Weird feeling. Long rein, eye up, back pocket. Yeah. Thank you. Enough, drop please. Back pocket, eyes, Thank you, good correction, good correction. It was almost bad. I love watching the thought bubble. And then I go, oh, and then you got good, okay? Did you guys see that? You saw what she did? Good. You didn't do it. You just were bad. Yeah. All of you. And it's normal. You're used to jumping. Interestingly enough, you were all good over the ditch except for Becca who had to work at it. But because I've added the jump, you're good. Look at that X. Look beyond the X. Yeah, lovely. Very good. That was perfect. Right? Instead of jumping like that, normally you jump and then that. So they literally flatten out in the air. The polar opposite of anything you ever want to do. This is why it's so amazing when you find a horse that uses archery skills forward. They can switch and being able to do that so well, being so careful. Okay? So right now, you ride into the X in the C. You gotta press the C over the X in case the horse looks at the ditch. You don't look at the ditch. Now stride away from the X and you look up to the two other chambers. And then as he's taking off and you're compressing that C, you open your fingers and allow as much rain as that horse with the head down. Because then you'll have a soft step over the ditch instead of what. Give it a shot. You know, hey, when you're going beginner novice, do you ever have a caution? No. So it's okay. If you're not able to do it, it's okay. But it's also a good time to start. Don't do it. Post in that seat. Eyes up. Let go. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Works for me. A little bit Holly Hunter over that, which is totally. Come here.
Yeah.
Does it have a nice sloping jump, or is it a vertical? Is it a tricky fence? Because it's a ditch? Yeah. So that means it's second. Right? And how do you get in second gear? Get up off their back. You gallop. Move into third. Move into second. Come on down the hill. Let the rein slide. Eye up. You know, you're looking at the vertical. As they're coming down the hill, you let the rein slide. Right? And then, as they're jumping the ditch, you put your eye beyond it, just like you did with the X, just like you did at the trot. But the difference now is you're cantering, so you have to have control of the canter. So you cannot pick up a little lo-de-do, da-de-da canter, little old lady canter, and come down here. You got to go back behind those guys, get up a little glumping. As you go around that, I'll shout at you. I'll say third, and you should work for third, and then I'll say second. You should work for second, okay? All right. Did y'all hear all that? One. One. There. Third. Started doing it. Second. And let the rein slide. Let him go, let him go, let him go. Look up. Woo!
Good girl.
I'm not sure she liked it, but it was very good. All right, Miss totally in second gear there. Speaking of there. Eyes! Eyes! Oh. Okay. Get your correct lead and gallop on up the hill. If if you're in the middle of a course on cross country and you're on the wrong lead, don't be screwing with it because it's going to take your horse behind your legs. But if you're starting, get the right lead. Now rock him! Rock him! More! There! Flex, 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 flex! Woo! Pretty good. I would like, to me, that was 2.5. You know, I'd say he was more on a 12+ foot stride. I would love to see a 10-foot stride. Much closer to 10 foot, sorry. That sucks. But, on 12, but your balance was good, your eye was up, you squished the seat, you let go of the reins, and so I'm happy with that.
Can you go over like what squish the seat?
So, if you're in the 2 point and you jump, you push your weight down on your heels, lift your hand, and you lift your bum, put your hands forward. That's how you release, right? Don't worry about the view, guys. I really apologize. I guess here, we'll do it this way. So, here's 2 points, right? And then this is the C. Now, how do you get up out of the saddle? You gotta push your weight down on your heel and squish the C. Squish your hips up to your rib cage. Squish it that way and open up your back. It's got to be like this. I'm sure, like I said, you've seen pictures of upper level riders. They're not doing this over the cross country fences. They're like they're there. Okay, that's squishing. And it's a really odd feeling. And you just got to work at it and work at it and work at it. Go, girl! Back over on